intercultural event. So I'm showcasing my country. I'm Filipino, and this is the Philippines. So mabuhay. Mabuhay is our Filipino word for welcome. So mabuhay, welcome to the Philippines. So I am Dano. I am Dale. So I come from the university in the Philippines. It's Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology, and I'm interning here for 4 months, and I was asked to showcase about my country. Okay, so um, we'll just quickly talk about the background, culture, food, and some of the tourist spots. The Philippines is located here in Southeast Asia, and between West Philippine Sea and Pacific Ocean. This is an archipelago, so it's around 7,500 islands and grouped into three major islands: the Luzon, the Visayas, and the Mindanao. So the capital is here in the northern part, and this is where I live. So in the most southern part. So there's around 100 and
Sorry.
yeah.
What is the major city here? Manila.
Yeah, Manila is here.
Here in this.
I think Manila is here.
In this region, what is the major city?
Cebu.
Cebu.
Cebu here.
Here.
Yeah, Cebu here.
In this region.
This region is not very well known, but I live here.
Any other city? Major city?
Davao.
Davao.
Davao, I think. Yeah. So there's around 101 million in the Philippines already. This is like 2016 date. The main religion is Christianity, but there's other religions also, like Protestant, Buddhism. The capital city is Manila, right here. The currency is in Philippine peso, and the language that we speak is Filipino and English. And yeah. So in terms of Japan, it's around 4 hours to go to Manila, and like around 6 hours to Sapporo. So our climate is tropical maritime, characterized by three. So it's very tropical or very hot, sunny days. Sometimes there are rainy days, and it's always very humid. So yeah, sometimes like around 80% humidity. So historical background: the Philippines has three major colonizers that define or shape our culture today. So first one is the Spaniards, the Americans, and the Japanese. So the Spanish is our major colonizer. They stayed here for around. They stayed in the Philippines for around 333 years. So a lot of the culture, a lot of the things that we have are based on are from the Spaniards. So and up next to them is the Americans. So they stayed around 100 plus years. So that's why this one of our national languages is English, because they played a huge part in the culture that we have today, and they gave us the education system that we have. So all of our subjects in the Philippines are taught in English. So that's why we can speak English. And the Japanese also occupy the Philippines for 4 years.
But very short. Any reason why it is very short?
Because they did not. They just invaded Philippines because during the Spanish-Japanese War. Yeah. So it was their invasion that caused the Spanish people to sell it to America, because they lost the war against the Japanese people in the Philippines. So that's why after that the Spaniards sold the Philippines to the America, and the Americans people only left until 1946. So these are like our culture and values as Filipinos, and number one is our hospitality. So hospitality is basically just being friendly towards others, and Filipinos are always friendly towards others. So if you come to the Philippines, Filipino people will always welcome you, and we all love like foreigners. So yeah. And we also have our manopo culture. So in the Philippines, this is just basically our respect to our elders. So if someone is older than you, so say for example me and my father, mother, or like other aunts or uncles, we do this thing where we get their hand and then put it in our forehead when we meet them, and it's called manopo. So that's manopo. Yeah.
Manopo.
Yeah. and we do this when we meet them and right before we leave them. So yeah, we also have what we call the bayanihan, which is just teamwork. Yeah, teamwork or yeah. So in the Philippines, before in older times, when someone needed to move, they would literally carry their house, and all the villagers would come and help whoever needs to move. So yeah, of course now it's not applicable, but the spirit of bayanihan or teamwork is still present in the Filipinos. And this is called the Bahala na culture.
Bahala na.
Yeah, the Bahala na comes from the word Bathala na. Bathala is God. So in English it means leave it to God. So this Bahala na culture means that Filipino people are very easygoing. We do not we are not very sad with our problems, I think. So this Bahala na culture is also like we do not care about our problems because we leave it to God. So this is why Filipino people are very happy and smiling. And in fact, as you can see here, so in the Philippines, it rains a lot, right? So there's a lot of typhoons coming in, but the Bahala na culture means that we do not care, so we leave it to God. So even during the times of flood, as you can see, the water level is like here, but the people are always very happy. Even like here, the people are drinking outside in the flood water. So like this is the representation of Bahala na culture. So even if everything is bad, even with our problems, we leave it to God. So that's why we call it Bahala na. We also have very lots of festivals, around 4,000 plus festivals. So varying all different kinds of festivals. Since we love to party a lot, so we just find reasons to celebrate. So Sinulog, for example, it's a religious festival where they celebrate the baby Jesus. So the dancers would dance around with like a statue of baby Jesus and just
Very beautiful.
dance
This
around.
too.
Yeah. This one is the Panagbenga festival. It's the blossoming of flower. So we celebrate when the flowers blossom. So we have this festival. And this one is called the Gigantes Festival, where this one is actually born out of the revolution of some Filipino people. So there was a time when the Spaniards owned a lot of land, a big land, and they would make the Filipino people work for them and cultivate that land. And they would only be allowed to celebrate once a year. And during this celebration, they would build these big giants that represent the Spaniard people that owns the land because they see them as the giants. So what they would do is they would do this Gigantes festival. And yeah,
Food.
the food. This one is probably one of the most famous one in the Philippines. It's called lechon. It's like a whole pig roasted on a bamboo stick.
Whole pig?
Whole pig.
Heavy.
Yeah, whole pig, and then we inside the pig we like put garlic, tamarind, lemongrass, onion,
Spices.
spices, all the spices that. So yeah, you can see here it's stitched. Yeah, the food is the pig is opened and then put the spice and then stitched and then cooked and roasted over a few hours in charcoal. So it's very delicious. Question?
No. Oh. In Sapporo, you find this one? Did you see in Sapporo?
No. Never. This one is called sisig. So sisig is actually made from the skin of the from the face of the pork. So this one is actually created because in the previous generations or like the colonizers or like even foreigners, they only eat the body of the like this one. They would not eat the head, right? Because no one would like the head, and they would like throw this away when we so like in the market you only see like the belly of the pig, the leg or like the part, but you don't often cook the head. So the Filipinos found a way to like make a meal out of it because the rich people would throw it away, so the poor people would like get it and cook it, and this was what came, which is a very delicious food. So the face of the pig will be like pulled off and then chopped and then grilled and seasoned with vinegar and calamansi juice. And this one is a very delicious food.
So,
Then we also have adobo, which is basically just your chicken meat
looks delicious.
marinated. It's very delicious. This one is one of my favorites.
Pan fried.
Marinated in soy sauce and spices, pan fried and stewed until tender. And yeah, it's very easy to make.
Sapporo Filipino restaurant. No,
No,
I don't.
Not
I
there.
don't know Philippines.
There are
no,
Filipino
no, no, no.
restaurants.
I tried to let no.
Ah.
I wanted to eat Filipino food. No Filipino food. Yeah. Then lastly, we don't eat soup a lot since it's hot. But on the rainy days where it gets hot, we eat sinigang, which is basically just a soup that is very sour, and it's so delicious. So yeah, the protein mostly is like pork, but you can swap it to like other ingredients as well.
It's
I
like
mean,
soup curry? No?
no, not soup curry. This one is a very light soup,
Ah.
just like a water texture, but it's like vinegar. When you sip it, it tastes so sour, but it's so delicious. Yeah. And then
I know. I know barot.
Hmm?
Barot. I know
Barot.
barot.
barot,
Like duck egg.
Duck.
duck egg, balot.
Barot.
Oh, hey, I forgot to put it here. Balot is like a street food in the Philippines. I don't even eat it. So it's like duck egg, yeah, duck egg, and yeah, you choose the number of days that it's hatched.
Oh.
So there's like 12 days, 16 days, 18 days, and then mature. So when it's mature, it's like it's already formed. The duck is like you can eat, and like there's like feathers. So I don't eat it, but if you go to the Philippines, you can try it. Yeah, yeah, it's very interesting. But I don't eat balut.
Did you find in Sapporo or how did you eat it?
Oh.
How did you eat?
Oh.
Balut?
I know
Where,
barot.
where
Oh, I
did you eat?
no. I'm interested in Philippines. So.
Yeah, oh, sugoi. Hey, I forgot about balut. Balut is also like very Filipino. It's
Oh.
I think only in the Philippines.
Maybe this year food festival they cook Filipino food. I don't know.
Because I don't think a lot of Filipinos.
No, every time it used to be there before Corona. Now maybe this year there are more countries. Maybe I don't know Filipino list. I'll check this week. We will have meeting.
So let's go over lastly the tourist spots or like the famous places in the Philippines. So there's a lot of places, but let's just. So this one right here is called the Banaue rice terraces. So it's really like a mountain that was carved like this.
Oh.
So the reason for this is like the local people in this town had no place to plant rice, and rice is one of the most important. So like in the Philippines, rice is eaten every day, every meal. So we have rice and protein. So since they don't have like flatlands, what they did was the Filipino people 4,000 years ago carved the mountain to create this flat area where they can plant rice. And so yeah, this was one of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, and this is very amazing because they had no technology at that time, so they did it by hand and like very few mechanical tools. So yeah,
Looks very beautiful.
it is very beautiful. And this one is like
Which is the nearest city? Is it?
I don't know. I haven't.
Maybe
Ifugao,
I'll watch
Ilocan.
again. Okay, no, I'll see this name is you.
Yeah.
I'll Google
Oh,
it.
it's Banaue.
Yeah, I'll
Banaue.
Google it.
Yeah. But if you go there, you can actually like go to these mountains. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, Baguio.
Baguio is far.
Oh.
Baguio is like the northern part. So it's still I think the same island, Luzon, but it's a bit far. But you can go. Yeah. Have you been to the Philippines? Have you been to the Philippines?
Oh, I haven't never go to
Ah,
Philippines.
okay.
I'm interested.
Yeah, you know a lot about the Philippines. So good. Yeah, this one is Mayalucan, so this is probably like the Mount Fuji
Mount
version.
Fuji.
Yeah, of the Philippines. But this one is an active volcano. So the most recent eruption is actually in 2018. So this
Is
one,
there any damages?
no.
It's outside.
But like in 1996, I think a lot of people died during that time. So now the people that live here, there's still people that live here. So every time there's like a warning sign, they would always evacuate and go out of the vicinity of the area. Yeah. And like a lot of people also like to hike. This is a very hikeable mountain, so you can trek this up to like this one right here is what we call the Chocolate Hills. So this is like one of the geological wonders. It's really literally just land formed this way. So as far as your eyes can see, you can see these hills. In summer, where it's very hot, the grass doesn't grow on these hills, so it will be brown, ground only, brown. So it will look like chocolate hills. So science has like some explanation, like some coral something, but the Filipinos believe that our folklore, or like we believe more that there were two giants a long time ago that threw rocks at each other and landed here. So that is the folklore as to how these hills were created. But yeah, I think science has a better explanation. But that's what the Filipinos in this area believe. Okay, of course, when this also right here is what we call the underground river. So this is there's a river right here where you can canoe or kayak, and tour guides will show you around. And inside it's a very majestic place where you can see giant stalactites and stalagmites. So
There is
yeah,
no earthquakes.
no,
Just in,
No.
no. Okay.
not probably. Or let's just pray that you don't get earthquake. But I haven't heard
No,
of
in the
like.
history, if it's not there, it may not come. It may be very long. Okay.
But yeah, there's still also a lot of earthquakes in the Philippines since it's still part of the Ring of Fire, like Japan, but not as much as Japan. And Philippines is also home to one of the best beaches in the world. So this one right here is Boracay. It's a small island, like 7 kilometers and 1 kilometer wide. But this one right here is powdery white sand. So yeah, this
It's a blue water.
Yeah, crystal clear water. So So in Boracay is also famous for like water sports
Surfing,
where you
yeah.
can do in the island. So this one is called paragliding, where a motorboat will drag you and you will like do a gliding in the air. And this one right here is like a group sport where you just ride and a motorboat chases you, and it's very fun. You can also do like this is called aquanaut. So like you do underwater scuba diving, but you don't need oxygen, so you can see the fish and like take pictures. And yeah, the sunset in Boracay is so beautiful. So yeah, and this one right here is my personal favorite in the Philippines. It's called Palawan. Yeah, it's the most western part, and it's home to one of the best views in the Philippines. So there's a lot of like this in Palawan. It's a group of islands. So if you go there, you can ride these boats. The boat will go here and land here. You can kayak around. So this is like the center of Palawan. So most hotels will be like here. And if you want to go on a tour, the boats will start from here and then go out to the small islands right here. So like this is the view. And this is what you can do. So from the boat, you can kayak towards these places and explore on your own where you want to go. Yeah. Palawan is
Banaue. This place.
this one is it's this island. So it's very far from this part. Yeah. That's why the place is very different. Very beautiful because it's hard to get to. Yeah. Yeah, so and during these tours, when it comes to lunchtime, the boat will usually feed you this. This is a traditional way of eating food. So it's called the budol fight. So we put meals in the banana leaf, and we put the rice and the meat and the fruits, and everyone would gather. Yeah, it's open buffet, and everyone will eat with their hands. So no spoon and fork allowed, no chopsticks allowed. Use your hands. So this is budol fight. And yeah, this is Palawan. It also has, I think, better than Boracay. And yeah, the beach is very good. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much.